What should we do for our intro? Cool, we can do something at the end. Something with our boobs.
It's the boob special.
It's very, very strange not to be in leggings.
Yeah. Well, the kids, when I called up to say I was on the way, and I heard Margaret saying, "Mummy's wearing normal clothes."
Really?
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
I said something to them at the top of the stairs, and they were like, "Mummy, what?"
You do look lovely.
Oh no, I don't. I just thought I'm gonna try, and because the thing about breastfeeding is that it's so restrictive with what you wear. Normal women, they don't find it restrictive. Women like me who kind of, I like sports bras, and I just find that if I'm wearing like obviously I would never wear jeans inside slash ever.
Yeah, that is actually quite, like, it's almost a hate crime when people wear denim indoors.
I find it really,
like, how are you expected to sit, be comfy, have conversations with people? I don't understand.
Thin people. But then I see like not thin people wearing jeans inside, and it's like I find it amazing.
Baffling.
Jeans to me are for people that kind of just have never had an issue with their body.
My friend Sophie even said to me that she can tell when I'm feeling confident whenever I turn up in jeans.
Yeah. No, but also there's a misleading thing about jeans where you wear them every day so they get looser, and then you feel like, oh, I can wear jeans. It's only because you stretch them 5 times.
I know, and then you wash them and then you can't do them up, and that's horrendous.
I don't think I've ever washed a pair of jeans.
Yeah. Oh, because
and
you don't want to have to face the fear of not being able to fit into them. That's really funny.
Yeah, I've never washed a pair of jeans. Also, I because we have kind of bigger lower halves than top halves.
Yeah.
Pairs. Yeah. I'm a pair. Are you a pair?
I'm an hourglass.
Yeah, you're an hour. I think I am an hourglass too, actually.
Definitely.
Because no, you're not. Because you have such a more tiny waist than me.
No, but it's about your shoulders being the same alignment as your hips.
Yeah, I'm
same
hourglass
measurements
then.
there.
Yeah,
we're both
hourglass. Hourglass. That's the best, you know?
Basically.
Well, actually, I think I'm probably turning it more into an apple.
No.
Because our mum is an apple. So I am very similar. Anyway.
Apples can be really sexy.
Yeah. Apples can be, because they usually have bigger boobs.
Yeah.
I don't have them, though.
And then they have like little skinny legs, like a little child. Little skinny, twiggy legs.
That's what I want to be.
I want to be a sexy little apple with skinny little baby legs. Can you stop rattling around?
Sorry.
But anyway, so I always find it quite horrific when I've worn jeans and I have worn them for a few days, and then not for a few days ever, but like I've never washed them, so they've obviously stretched, and then I see them on the floor.
They're like a tent covering. They're like that parachute that you used to play with in primary school where you'd run underneath it. Yeah.
This lovely girl who I'm friends with on Instagram, Helen Flanagan, she's lovely. She's an actress, and she's like an Instagram friend. I've never met her, and it might not be the real Helen Flanagan. It might just be I don't know. Anyway, she very sweetly. She's got 2 kids. And she's pregnant a third, and so we got like some similarities. Anyway, she offered to send me some of her maternity bras and range breastfeeding bras, and I looked at the bras and I thought, these are too sexy for breastfeeding.
I know.
Anyway, I'm wearing one now.
Very sexy.
Very sexy. But she asked my size, and very sweetly, she was like, what should I send you? Like, size 8, 32B? I was like, what the fuck? So I give off a size 8 impression on Instagram.
Yeah. It's like if a costume director from a TV show or something or anything like asks your sizes, you're like, should I do this to flatter myself and fuck myself over when I actually get there and the clothes don't fit? Or do I be honest in the email now? And I've decided as an adult it's better to just be honest,
See, I'm even further than that. I say a bigger size, even two bigger sizes.
So that when you get there, you're like, oh, I guess I'm just tiny.
Yeah, they're thrown, and then they have to compliment me, but like, you're not a size 18.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So am I? Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, so jeans, I actually, when Alfie puts the kids to bed and he's wearing jeans, he's been wearing jeans all day, I make him take his jeans off to put them to bed.
Well, it makes sense. You wouldn't want jeans in the bed if you haven't washed them. That's quite
He doesn't
gross.
understand that.
Yeah.
People don't understand that. It's like people who put their tote bags on their beds.
I still do that sometimes.
That just makes me feel sick.
But I do it at the bottom of the bed, and I make sure that there's something on top of the duvet. It's not like I put it straight on the duvet.
Okay, cool.
I try and
because I'm watching Married at First Sight Australia, which is the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And in a clip last night, they showed a girl rolling her suitcase into the hotel room and then putting the suitcase on the bed.
Oh, with the wheels?
With the wheels.
The wheels that have just been all over the dirty floor. That's
and worldwide.
Disgusting.
All travelled all over the world. Think about where that suitcase has gone.
Oh my God.
It made me, I was going to write into the programme. I don't know what series I'm on, but we realised that we've got like 70 episodes to get through, which is all I needed to hear.
Well, you've rarely been so excited about a TV show, I have to say.
I really have. I mean, you have to watch it. Like, that's all I say. By the time we do the next podcast, you have to watch at least 10 episodes.
I will have watched 10 episodes of Married at First Sight.
Actually, 10 episodes. They're all like an hour and a half long.
Okay. Start again. God, we've not done this in a while. Okay.
We haven't done this in a while, so we've already had to start and stop 3 times. So hopefully this is the actual the go.
This is the good one.
Stuff. Starting now. Woohoo!
Jessie's got her boobs out.
We're back.
I'm
wearing a sexy maternity bra.
It's really gorgeous. Yeah, really gorgeous.
I feel like a bit like intimidated by the bra because it's not me.
I'm intimidated by it too.
Yeah, it's not me. It does show that bras make your boobs look way better than they are.
Oh, absolutely. Like I used a diffuser on my hair today, like Alfie's hairdryer thing. And that's made my hair look way kind of curlier than it actually is. So it's all about cheating. It's all
when I saw
about
that
cheating.
he had a diffuser, I was kind of very upset.
Yeah. I would be upset too. It's like, I don't want you to be thinking about your hair that much.
No, I mean, it's fine because he's got curly hair, but I went out with a guy once who blow dried his hair after every shower. He took so long. I had to wait there. The smell of burnt hair. I just would sit there and watch him put all the product in and watch him blow dry his hair and just be amazed that he wasn't embarrassed. Yeah. Why didn't you do that in secret?
Yeah. I do find that quite jarring actually. Like it's just so hypocritical, isn't it? Because it's like we want men to be more sensitive and to sort of understand women's issues more. And obviously this is like talking about like very heterosexual ideas of it. But ultimately the second that men do anything effeminate or like take care of themselves, it's so fucking unattractive. It's so lame.
You know that your Christmas present was the collagen eye patches, which I know is quite an insulting present, but they are great.
No, God, yeah. It's really helped actually. I genuinely think it's really, really helped.
They only help if you actually like rub in the residue after.
Yeah.
Anyway, residue is another horrible
word.
Yeah,
that's gross.
Anyway, Alfie, 2 nights ago, we had a big fight because I went to the bathroom and I saw that my collagen things had disappeared, even though, to be fair, he was the one to get them for me, and I explicitly said, these are ours to share.
Yeah.
And I went upstairs, I was really tired. I'd passed the point of tiredness where I now couldn't function. It was too late. I'd watched too many episodes of Married at First Sight Australia and I should have gone to bed 3 hours ago. And I saw that the collagen box was missing and I did flip. Where are they? And he was like, I just took them upstairs to use. And I was like, well, you should have put them back. And we had a huge fight. And it was, I think, I realised subconsciously I was angry that he was using them.
Well, also, taking care of himself when you felt maybe like you needed a bit of sort of like nourishment and whatnot.
I can barely brush my teeth at a time, yeah. That's very true, very good. And that's what I should have said to him. But men don't understand subtext, do they?
No.
They just don't.
So anyway, we're really happy to be back.
Yeah. It's a shame that things are getting cancelled and it's just really...
And our live podcast, obviously, has been cancelled, so...
We know that it was sold out and,
It was probably sold out. Yeah. No big deal.
I really wish I knew how many tickets we sold.
I have no idea. I hope that people bought some tickets. If anybody did, really maybe leave a comment.
About, finding out how many tickets, but for that one I didn't because I thought I want to get a nice surprise.
But if you did buy a ticket, then they're going to be they're going to be giving you a ticket when they rebook it later on in the year. So,
and I want to know about Edinburgh Festival now.
I know, but we're not going to. It's just like it's such a state of I don't know, like hypertension for everyone because we're used to the way that things are now. I definitely feel less depressed than I did the first time round, where just this idea of like the isolation was still so new, but I still feel like sometimes really restless. I have like lots of sort of short bursts of like having these real panic attacks when it's like it all kind of hits you how completely clueless we all are about how the rest of the year is going to go.
Yeah, but some people, so if Glastonbury's cancelled, then...
Oh my God, what am I going to do?
Oh, no.
What am I going to do?
I just love festivals.
What about my wellies?
I'm such a festival girl.
I just love the camping and the boys and the music.
And the
live
drugs.
music.
The drugs.
Live music, that's the one for me.
Yeah. Oh,
Love
yeah.
standing in a crowd, listening to my
not
fave bands.
looking at the tiny little musicians. Anyway,
I went to Glastonbury once.
yeah, you were so cool that time. I was very threatened that you went.
I hated
it.
every second. I left a day early. I lied to my friends to say that I had a big Hollywood audition in London that I had to go to. And I ended up leaving a day early, and it was the muddiest year that they'd ever had. Also, it was when the Brexit vote happened, so I was there when it happened. And these boys that I went to school with that I went with, when we all woke up on that morning, we all looked at our phones and we were like, oh my God, fuck, can you believe it? And I was just like, oh my God. And then they were all like, God, I knew I forgot to do something. Because they'd all forgotten to vote.
Oh, God.
It was just like, it was such a depressing atmosphere.
The only festival I've ever been to is Reading. And I was
very cool.
I mean, it must have just started sixth form. And I had to pretend that I was really into it because I had, my really nice friends were there. But they were having such a good time, and I think they did drugs. And I obviously don't do drugs, and I'm too scared to ever do drugs. Mm-hmm. I'm not cool enough, Mm-hmm. So I just said, I'm just going to go and have some drugs over there. Guys, enjoy your drugs. I'm going to have some drugs over there. So I just walked in the dark back to the tent and went to bed.
Oh my God. They probably thought you went home with some cool guy.
Yeah, but then when they came back to the tent later and saw me like with my night guard and like hugging my little pillow I'd bought.
It's a nightmare. It's my least favourite atmosphere, being dirty, not being able to clean yourself, having this forced activity like put upon you, and also just feeling the pressure of socialising, when sometimes you just want to be alone.
Yeah, but
I
also
hated
the
it.
alcohol and the drugs are such a part of it that it's impossible to avoid. So that's why mainly I think probably we're scared. But so if Glastonbury has been cancelled, but then why? They delayed the announcement of Edinburgh Festival being cancelled until the last moment last year. So do you think that they'll do that again? Or
probably, yeah. At least we definitely won't know what's going to happen until the last minute. So
my new thing about anxiety, which you were just saying, is...
And we got lots of questions from people about how to cope with lockdown stress and anxiety and bad feelings, etc.
And I think the best thing you can do is take a selfie of yourself crying and post that on Instagram.
Honestly, gorgeous. I'm a very pretty crier though, so I'm blessed.
Oh, same. I remember a really pretty friend telling me that I had a pretty cry, and I just felt like I had been touched by
gorgeous.
God. It was so nice. Mm-hmm. But I have seen so many crying selfies.
Yeah.
And I've never noticed how ridiculous it is before.
Yeah.
What would prompt you to cry, genuinely cry, and then think, do you know what I want? I want to remember this moment. What? And
posting it online. I just think the exhibitionism when it comes to that is just unbelievable. Like, just have some self-respect. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's fucking depressed. Please don't show me your disgusting crying face. I don't want to see that.
Don't want to see it. Don't want to see
just
snots.
don't want to see that.
No.
I really don't. Like, I just think it's like the whole self-care thing, but taken up a notch. I can deal with some of that because obviously some of that can be kind of fun and useful, even if it is slightly ridiculous. But like, I don't know, posting photos of it like that is just absurd.
Definitely. So we probably should just address coronavirus and the fact that we all experienced it and the baby was in hospital. And I just wanted to say thank you because so many people were so nice. We could talk about the fact that we had a minor fight. Minor though.
I think we handled it in quite an adult way.
Really good. All via text, no capital letters. And because I was in hospital with the baby and I was bored because it was, well, obviously I was incredibly stressed and scared and worried, but the baby was asleep for the majority of the time we were in the hospital because he was recovering. And I think I did an Instagram basically because I was watching lockdown and, I genuinely didn't... The baby was in the distance. It was mainly on my iPad and Boris Johnson's face. Mm-hmm. It just went mad. Yeah. I got messages from people I haven't heard from in a decade asking me about the baby. It was on CNN homepage in the corner, Jessie Cave.
It was trending on Twitter or something. It was like, the response that you got was insane. But and I'm sure it was people being very
it was people being nice. It's because basically people are terrified because the general thing is that babies can't get it, kids can't get it. Don't worry, guys, don't worry. But it obviously is not true. Babies can get it, children can get it. And I think ultimately a lot of people who were scared for their babies and their kids. So I understand, but I felt really embarrassed because he was okay. He was being looked after amazingly, and it was just sensationalized to be this kind of devastating, awful thing. And that's just not true. And so I kind of felt like, well, what do I do now?
People weren't able to interpret your specific tone that you have on your Instagram, which is like very open and personal and sort of sweet. And so I think that, it just got mistaken when it was taken out of the context.
Yeah.
And, the reason why me and Jessie and our family stuff had like a difficult time was because obviously it was incredibly stressful, and we all had coronavirus at the time, and we're all kind of isolating from each other. But at the same time, we got just so many messages from people. And I don't know why I found it so upsetting, or at least I didn't understand why I found it so upsetting at first. But then I realised after like a couple of days, and I got some messages about Ben and everything. I got a message from somebody that had known him a long time ago and hadn't realised Ben had died, and then only found out once they saw Jessie in the news, and then messaged me about it, which I understand what these impulses come from, but ultimately when it's all happening at once, it was just so upsetting to me.
I'm so angry they messaged you. Like, if it's about me, don't message you, but just because it'll be easier to get through to you.
Yeah.
Like, really angry about that.
But I think that we all just kind of felt like just overwhelmed by like how much attention suddenly I don't know, I found it to be very kind of anxiety inducing that whole period of time. And so I think I just like responded badly to you, like, you're a fucking attention seeking bitch.
You're just jealous because I'm world famous.
Exactly.
Okay? There's nothing I can do about it.
Like, anyway, so
just the Daily Mail fucking loves me, and the Daily Mail still thinks his name is Bam.
Yeah. So that was honestly a very, very stressful situation.
Yeah, and also I'm very clueless about this because I don't read anything. So I just I noticed that the post was getting like a lot of traction, but I didn't look. And then I suddenly got some messages, and I was like, oh God, this might have been the wrong thing to do. And then the whole night I wasn't sleeping at all because the baby was being checked every 2 or 3 hours. So I literally didn't sleep. So it became this kind of massive mistake, really. And I wish I hadn't posted about it. But at the same time, I think it was good to, because it has raised awareness.
Yeah.
Babies do get it. And babies, if I hadn't have gone into A&A, if I hadn't have gone to A&E, it would have been probably a different story. So I think it probably is a good thing.
I think so too. And I think that our tensions were just like very high and everything like that.
Yeah. It is weird. It's weird.
I guess I just didn't realise how much kind of like reach you had.
I'm world famous. I'm just
this bitch is a world famous. That's why she's got her tits up for you today.
I might not have 1 million followers. But I definitely have I have a core following.
Very supportive. Very supportive. We could say some nasty shit and you guys would still be there for us, which is great.
But it is amazing. It's really amazing.
So that was a very interesting way to start the year, wasn't it?
It was not ideal. And I think because of that kind of isolation period and the hospital stay, it's kind of put the year on hold for us still. I still feel like it's only just starting. And I'm really, I don't know what the year's going to look like. Yeah,
and the fact that now everybody knows about like the baby and the corona and like everything like that. I also now fear the baby and the corona. That sounds like an indie film.
It does.
No, bound back. Anyway, I feel like strangely observed. I've been terrified to even like use Instagram or anything like that, which I realise is stupid. But oh my God, I felt so bad the other day. I listened to my favourite podcast, Red Scare, and they had this conversation where they were talking about like things that they read as teenagers and stuff, and they were having this really interesting conversation about this writer Elizabeth Gaskell who had died recently.
Oh, did she die?
Yeah.
I should know that.
And
I like her.
Her novel...
I think I know who she is.
And her novel, like The Prozac Diaries or something.
Oh,
I've never read it. But anyway, they were talking about like growing up and how much that influenced them, being like these really angsty teenagers, loads of thoughts, really radical ideas, how it's led to them becoming the people that they are today. And it was such an interesting conversation. But then, I don't know, it just kind of dawned on me that like I really, really wasn't a rebellious teenager, nor was I a particularly troubled one, emotional one. I didn't have any like particularly strong beliefs here or there. And I then really tried hard to like remember what I liked at that time, what I wanted to do, like what I believed in, what people I was interested in, what books I was reading, everything like that. And I just genuinely couldn't remember anything. I couldn't remember anything apart from trying really hard at school and really desperately wanting to be an actress. Like that was just my
What about
one thing.
dancing?
I love dancing too, but
Do you
again,
not remember any of those shows?
I do. I have glimpses, and sometimes I like get flashbacks and stuff. Flashbacks like I'm in a TV show. No, not flashbacks. Like sometimes I get memories triggered by like certain things, but I can't tell if it's because like my brain has like blocked out some stuff from before, because sometimes to think about like things as before Ben is upsetting, or if it's because I just was so focused on like this dream fantasy idea that I didn't actually engage with like the present moment that much as a young person. And like even though you had a very difficult time as a teenager, and
I was raped.
you had like so many different like traumatic experiences.
Yeah, I did. I had a much harder time than you.
But you identify quite strongly with the person that you were then.
I'm
and
joking,
how
by the way. I am joking. It's all relative. Like on paper I had a hard time, but I wasn't.
No, but you can feel like quite a clear sense of where you were then and why you are the way you are now.
Yeah, but in a way, I'm lucky because I think what you're saying is that I am lucky, but in the way that I'm about to say. But I had this this thing happen. I had a thing. I didn't know that it would be a thing, but because I kind of, I don't know, I had to avoid it, which gave me more
you had to
focus.
overcome it as well.
And also it does, I unfortunately, I do remember everything. And I do remember that entire period of time, which...
Well, I'm not saying that I'm jealous of that at all, of course.
No,
but it's just interesting, the difference, isn't it? Because we're such similar people in some ways.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I had this like realization when I was just listening to them talk about it. It just made me feel so scared suddenly that like I just haven't logged enough memory or experience.
But what you're
saying... now with coronavirus and everything like that, that fear of... I don't know, losing out on like the youth of your early 20s and stuff like that. It all just kind of combined to just make me so depressed. So the beginning of the year for me as well was really, really shit. So I mean, I'm better now, but like that was quite difficult.
Yeah, but what you're describing is you as a 23-year-old person. Like that's just completely normal that you have these reflections and worry that you didn't experience enough as a teenager. It's completely normal, and you will feel like that.
But it's not about not experiencing enough, because I had a great time. I know I did.
No, what I mean is your worry about everything and your anxiety. It's completely normal. And it's, first of all, everyone's anxious at the moment, but also a 23-year-old, even without all of this going on, is anxious. Because they don't know what they're doing, they don't know who they are, they don't remember anything. I don't remember anything, apart from some stuff.
But then how do you, I mean, I think because that's a question that a lot of people asked us as well, like how do you deal with this feeling that you're not doing the right thing, that you could have, like maybe you fucked up in the past and like it's leading to where you are now. What's the advice that you would give to someone who's like worrying about those kind of things, and how can they get their future back on track type of thing?
I think that you have to be disciplined about what you want and be true to yourself, have a goal, stick to it. And if you are wasting time by, doing things that you shouldn't, and rather than actually working hard, you're not going to get where you want to be, and you're going to prolong this anxiety in this period of time. So I think the only way through it right now, which might sound really, stern, is to work hard and to keep your goals in mind, and to, even if it feels pointless right now, to have goals, because we don't know when we're going to be able to do certain things. You can control your own output. And I mean, I'm speaking very specifically about a creative job, because that's all I know. But all I'm doing right now is just having in mind what I want to accomplish, what I can do daily in the minuscule amounts of time that I can spare, and focusing on that, and not worrying about when I'm going to get where I want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And just doing little bits every day towards your goal.
Exactly, because also you might not achieve the things that like a younger version of you thought were the most essential things to achieve, like being really famous, or like being really, really successful or really rich or something
really famous,
like that.
Though, so I've already reached the highs.
No, but I think for people in like a creative field, there's this pressure that in order for you to be validated in what you enjoy doing, that you have to be like relatively well known and like I don't know,
Which is
cool
really
and glossy.
weird for you, because if you do have this kind of fear of being watched and stuff, like if you do win an Oscar, you're going to be watched.
No, but that's a separate thing.
It's not. You're still going to be followed by the paps.
I wasn't talking about.
Also, another thing that might have contributed is because my energy is so high and light right now.
To what? It contributed to what?
Like our little fight just now. We did just have another fight. And when
I would almost like it now if we didn't broadcast the fact that we have these mini fights
it's a
halfway
mini
through.
fight, but it's not. It's the first one back. Of course, we're gonna have a.
We're a little shaky start. A little bit of a shaky start.
You're both in such good moods.
Fuck
as
off,
well.
Horatio. Fuck off. Okay, we actually weren't in good moods because you saw me walking here. You then came up to me. You scared me from behind, and you were like, "Oh, nice pink hair." It's not pink.
It's not pink. It's
It's
a lovely
not pink.
It's a lovely colour.
I didn't do it very well. I realised, but that's just because my hair is so damaged. It's difficult for colour to go on it well. Don't
It's
dye your hair
lovely.
red, kids.
No, like the thing is, why are other people allowed to dye their hair red, but you're not?
Exactly.
Just because I'm au naturel.
Exactly, and I've been doing it for a long time, and I want to be quirky.
Yeah, you are, and you suit it. You're
Thank
colouring
you,
everything.
thank you.
Anyway, I think because my energy is so vibrant right now.
Yeah.
I think it's quite intimidating.
It's slightly effervescent. I keep looking at you, then I get distracted. I look at your breasts. It's just
Yeah.
it's all a bit confusing. It's a very
and when
confusing.
somebody is upbeat and the other one doesn't feel that upbeat, it's pretty horrible. And that's I have that with Alfie at the moment because he's just recovering now from Corona. Corona.
Yeah.
And I read an article last night. A friend sent me about breastfeeding guilt and how the urge to breastfeed and the kind of even when it's not going well and the kind of real pride about it is usually because you're an overachiever.
Yeah.
And I thought, this would be a nice fun article to read last night. And Alfie was watching the Liverpool game, and every paragraph I was like, Alfie, what does beatitude mean? Alfie, what does phi mean? Alfie, and I was just, why do they have to write stuff that's so fucking difficult to understand?
I think that sometimes people use pretentious vocabulary just to make themselves seem more intelligent, when actually really, really good writing tends to be accessible to everyone. So
Yeah, but I had to ask him about 10 words.
I think let's just give up. Do you know what? Let's just give up reading now.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've started reading more, but only because I'm trying to wean myself off every 2 minutes, going on my phone.
Yeah, but do you not hate it though at the beginning of the year when everyone's like, I'm going to read so many books. I'm going to read a book a week. I'm just going to be dripping in words this year. And it's like, fuck off. I sometimes don't read a book for 6 months and it's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you're stupid.
No, you don't. That's you read a lot. You're a big...
Yeah, but I go through periods of time of reading a lot, and then sometimes it's you just pick up something and you just can't quite make it work, and I don't think that you should punish yourself for it.
Yeah,
there
true.
are lots of ways to stay informed that aren't necessarily sitting down and reading with
But I find right now, everyone's being like, right now, don't even try to read a book. Right now, don't even try to go on a diet. Right now, don't even worry about that. Don't just take it easy.
Just die. Just die. Just kill yourself.
Because everyone is going through a hard time. So don't worry about screen time.
I find that really annoying as well, because the people that are telling you to do that, they're just trying to fucking sneak around and actually do it themselves, and then you don't do anything, and then they'll be like, haha, I actually did all of that and I'm better than you.
Exactly.
Women.
So you do
Fucking
all of that stuff.
sneaky
If you don't
bitches.
do all of the stuff, I'm going to be very angry.
Yeah.
Okay?
So we got some questions.
Yeah.
But I probably said that 5 times now because
We
I
got
keep
some
thinking.
questions.
But anyway,
Got some questions.
lots of people asking about acting, tips about acting.
Yeah, and we are the people. So.
We're the people to ask. I did 1 day of filming last year. One day
But
on a
one day-
film set on the big real screen. It's a big Hollywood dream.
Which I got cut out of. I was right next to her.
Wait, which one are you
Are
talking
you
about?
talking about industry?
No, that was the year before. That was 2 years ago.
No, it wasn't. That was last year.
No. We filmed Industry after Edinburgh 2019.
Okay, well, I haven't worked in a long time. Oh, God. Oh, well, I'm still a working actress, technically, okay? Because a series, well, I am actually going to be starting filming soon, which is
Yeah,
terrifying. But I'm playing myself, so it's not really acting. Anyway, that one day that we did on Street,
that was a good day.
Still got messages about
that was a good day.
So we're doing fine.
Exactly. All you need, basically, this is my advice. All you need is just that one day, and then just milk it, and then you'll be fine for the rest of the year.
You just need to be
getting
good.
up early sucks. So actually, you don't want to do any more than that.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible. Oh God. But yeah, if you just do one good scene, that's all you need. That's my tip.
All you need. All you need.
Yeah.
All you need.
Try and get get a job as an extra, stand in the background, and you fucking show yourself.
Exactly.
You get in the scene.
Exactly.
I noticed that because Donnie and Margot have been watching. This has not been prompted by me at all. They wanted to watch all of the Harry Potter films, so we've over this period of Christmas and New Year, we've been watching all of them. And
we watched Goblet of Fire.
Of course, you chose to watch Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire is the best one.
You just love Robert Pattinson, don't you?
One, the music, the ball, the Yule Ball. Incredible! It is incredible. I can do that whole scene from memory where Cho Chang's at the top of the owl messenger bit, and Harry comes up. When I auditioned for the musical, the J.K. Rowling musical.
Oh, yes.
What is it called? The Cursed Child.
Yeah.
And we had to read. They didn't give us scripts from the actual scenes. They gave us scripts from the actual Harry Potter movies.
Oh,
and one of them was when Hermione is annoyed at Ron, and she's in the dress, and she's like, "Ron, you ruined everything." But my favourite one was the Cho Chang scene when she's like, "I'm really sorry, Harry, but someone's already asked me, and, well, I've said I'll go with him." I actually did it like that in the audition. Without the Scottish accent, obviously. Love you, Katie.
Love you, Katie.
Love you, Katie.
Katie's now a big star.
Oh, she's great, though.
She's always been a big star, but now I kind of, if I bumped into Katie, I'd be worried. I'd be like, Katie, you're too famous and successful now.
Even though she's so nice and down to earth, and every time we do bump into her, she's so nice.
So lovely. She's a friend.
She's a friend. Do you remember we went to Germany with her?
Oh, so nice.
For that HP conference.
And it was my 31st birthday, and then we took a photo of me trying to do an artistic Instagram shot for my birthday, and we tried to take a photo. I was like, oh, this would be a good idea. Here's a dandelion. Baby, take a photo of me. Take a photo of me blowing the dandelion, and the photo. I look appalling. Anyway. Very, very strange. Anyway, we are going to talk about acting and how to get into acting. And again, we have no tips.
Yeah, no tips is not working out.
And right now, I don't think it's the ideal time
to
get into
start.
acting. Yeah. Don't
start.
Want to be an actress is what our advice is, basically. And I think that it's amazing because even though I've been kind of in the industry for like 14 years now, it's a different world. It's a different world.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like that.
Me,
the idea of going into an audition and seeing people face to face and shaking hands.
It's so foreign.
Do you think that will happen again?
Well, that just feels silly and old-fashioned now. I mean, I would love to do it, but I just don't think it's going to happen for a long time.
So in between the lockdowns, did you go in for any physical auditions?
No. It was all self-tapes.
God, it's amazing.
Yeah. And Horatio does all my self-tapes with me now, which is very helpful.
So,
Still haven't got any, so it's clearly, not helping me that much.
Alfie does my self-tapes. It makes me love him more, and this is really soppy, but because he really cares, and he believes in me as an actress more than I believe in myself as an actress. Not that I, still holding out for that Oscar. But he takes them so seriously. Anyway, so we don't have any tips about how to get into the acting industry. All I will say, which I've said many, many times, is make your own stuff.
Totally.
Make your own stuff.
Totally. And you're going to seem way cooler that way.
Yeah.
And just don't take any of it too seriously. Like, casting directors are weird, and directors and writers are all weird, and most actors are really, really weird too. So people give you like this sort of bland, generic advice, and actually it doesn't really apply to you because everything is so based on luck, being in the right place at the right time, and whatever. It's just it's not worth like tearing your hair over.
Yeah, definitely. And also, if you do make your own stuff, if there's some kind of weird thing about people thinking, no, but I need to get an actual job. But you can write your thing, you can film your thing,
exactly.
You can put your own thing out there. We now have so many platforms.
And also, when you start to read some of the stuff that's being sent to you to audition for, and it is so bad, the second that you actually do start to write your own thing, you realise, oh my God, like, it's actually easier. You have a lot of experience, like, you have understanding, you have, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just
got to be authentic.
eye-opening.
Yeah, you can write your own lines. You don't have to say, you know, bad, clunky, awful things. Because an open audition, sometimes like I get sent stuff for. I haven't ever put Donnie or Margot up for auditions, but they went to an acting class and the acting teacher sent, this is happening if you want to submit Donnie for. It's like a massive open audition for a 6-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl, and Margot's not 5, but we thought as a homeschool activity we would get them to read the lines and film them, and it was
so fun.
It was like a horror type series, and it was just so sweet seeing them try. Oh god.
But also seeing what they understand to be acting, and like then seeing how people interpret that and take it with them into adult stuff. Like obviously when the kids do it, it's so much more obvious. When Donnie's trying to look scared, he's like this. But the fact is, you see actors doing that now too. I probably do that all the time, and it just was so funny.
But it was amazing because their imaginations, they had to really pretend, they had to shiver at one point, and Donnie shivering, which was but when we were watching Harry Potter 6, which obviously I'm in,
that's actually the best one. I'm sorry, I should have said yours was the best one. Yours is genuinely a really, really good one, because that's when it all started to get real dark.
That's what I said. Yeah, it's a very dark film. Anyway, because they'd watched now 1 to 5, and they really believed in the characters. They knew Ron, they knew Hermione, so the fact that their mum was in it, they were like, they just couldn't. Mummy, why are you in it? Why are you in it? They just couldn't understand. It was so sweet.
Oh my god!
And for the first time, I've actually had excitement about not that I haven't ever been excited about being in Harry Potter. Obviously, I was, but it's so long ago, I don't really remember. But it was so lovely.
And you look the same.
I look the same as potentially like a little bit the same.
You haven't aged a day.
I'm quite big in the last one, and I did gain a lot of weight because of soy. I've talked extensively about my soy.
We talked a lot about soy. A lot of people. In fact, I got a lot of questions from people asking, 1, why soy is so bad, and 2, why Jessie hates soy so much. And it's like, watch episode 1. We talked all about that.
We talk a lot about soy, yeah. But what I will say is, I still am committed to my hatred for soy.
Me too.
And you should avoid soy.
Don't touch it. Although I do love soy sauce.
Yes, soy sauce is damaging though. Don't eat soy sauce. Soy sauce gives you big headaches.
Really?
So big headaches. MSG. Ooh. Yeah. Every time I eat soy sauce, I get a headache. It's so nice. I have eaten a bit more soy sauce lately.
That's why she's creeping back.
Yeah. But if I see a pot of soy yogurt, I just start.
Honestly, get a crucifix and just exercise that.
My neighbours just put up a huge crucifix. Huge. Lockdown's not going well for him.
No. Having to find spiritual guidance at this time.
But it does make me think about, we have been working now for a while, with the day here and there.
Yeah.
And we do know some famous people now because they become more successful. How do you feel? Do you think that if you got like massively successful, do you think...
Could happen.
It could. Do you think that you would help out a friend?
No.
Do you think not?
Do you think? No, seriously,
do you think that you had a struggling actress friend who's really good but not ever quite got the jobs and like is a bit rough around the edges, do you think you would give them a job which would like annoy, say, the producers or the producer?
I was thinking about this the other day. I finished writing this pilot thing that I've been trying to do, and I mean, it would never get made, but just thinking about the idea of, wow, I can see a casting director looking at this, reading that character description and being like, oh, okay, yeah, we're going to bring in Florence Pugh, Angelina Joy, here we go.
Daisy Ridley.
And I was like, fuck that. I would never, ever want to write something like, they have enough going on. I would want to cast, like, my amazing friend Lizzie, my really talented friend, this, whatever.
Me.
Jessie, obviously.
Yeah.
I always write everything.
Yeah.
It's all about you.
Yeah.
I'm mainly writing as a star vehicle for us.
Yeah.
But
you would be Billie Piper, sorry.
Yeah.
You'd be Billie Piper.
But yeah,
it just made in 10 years.
It just made me realise, if I was ever in a position where I actually had like creative control, I would want people that obviously represent the characters well, but also that I know would love the opportunity to do it.
Imagine if they're awful.
I mean, it would be funny if they were shit. It would be funny if they were shit, and I would stand by my guns. You know?
Yeah. And then you have to be like, I'm really sorry, I gave you a chance. And you fucked it up. So no, Florence,
we're gonna have to use you actually.
That's what my worry is. No, I completely agree.
I just think, like, fuck it. Like, I don't know. Also, I love watching new shows that are really, really well written, where you see people that you haven't seen a million times before, because you properly invest in them as the characters. Like, I don't know. It's so much more interesting. You don't want to see the same painting all the time, do you? You want to see, like, variation. And
that's why I find the whole industry so stupid.
It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Just because somebody was in something before, why just, like, use them again?
Also, playing the same...
Use me instead!
But usually playing the same kind of role.
Yeah, I know, but then that would make sense, because, like, oh, she was good in that type of thing. She'll probably work in this.
That's why I was upset when I watched A Quiet Woman. What is it?
Pieces of a Woman.
Pieces of a Woman. Because Shiv from Succession is in it. And I was thinking, oh my God, this is going to make the film even more amazing.
We love Shiv.
She's basically playing Shiv.
So maybe that's her one thing, you know?
She's Shiv.
I saw her in the movie Steve Jobs, and she was like a small role in that. I think that was before Industry. And yeah, she's just playing Shiv.
Was that the one with Kate Winslet? Mm-hmm. What is Kate Winslet's accent?
Oh my God, it's so funny. She changes it after the first scene. Me and my mum watched that together recently.
Funny.
She changes her accent after the first scene. Mm-hmm. It's like she got, because they obviously, Horatio told me an interesting fact about that film, to represent the different decades of the 3 scenes, they film it with different camera lenses, or is it like film stock, and then they use some
it's like 16mm, 35mm,
to represent the time that those scenes are taking place, because it starts in the 80s, the 90s, and then whatever.
I did not notice that. I did not notice any aging going on whatsoever. Was there aging in that film?
Well, there was supposed to be progression, obviously.
I didn't notice that progression.
But
so they failed.
I really, really liked the film. But it was really funny, because clearly they did it in chunks. So Kate Winslet sounded completely American for the beginning. And again, me and her are talking about this. Kate Winslet's such an acty actress. You can tell that she's acting every time that she's on screen. Like, she's really good, but she's so obviously an actress that sometimes I actually prefer people that are like a little bit more natural. Anyway, but after that first scene, which they clearly did all at the beginning, somebody clearly gave her a note. They were like, you don't sound like your family came from Poland enough, or something. Because she suddenly just changed it up. It was honestly like watching a different character, and it was absurd. It was honestly absurd that they didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
So just even Kate Winslet is going to make snafus from here to there. Mm-hmm. So just don't worry, you know?
Yeah. Have you ever wanted to live somewhere else?
Well, yeah.
This is the question we got. I'm not just...
Wait, but weren't we going to talk about...
Friends who are successful?
No. So we got a question about, is there anything that you were doing wrong or incorrect for quite a long time that you didn't realise? And then I thought we could like link that to...
Well, soy. But also my polka dots.
Mm-hmm, because people also ask about our fashion sense, you know?
I did look so bizarre, and I just didn't realise. I just thought, this is what I like. I like this. And now I obviously I still dress obviously weirdly. But also this is the insecurity, and this does come down to weight, which we never can avoid talking about.
Yeah. Another person commented, can you try and make an episode that passes the Bechdel test?
Oh, no.
Fuck you.
No.
We do. We talk about things that aren't men.
Yeah.
We're 2 named characters.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah. I'm pretending I can remember what the Bechdel test is.
It's when you watch a film that has 2 named female characters talking about something that isn't a man. We have clearly talked about stuff that isn't men.
Yeah. I hate men. We don't talk about men.
Need him, but, you know.
Where is he? Anyway, yes. What was the question?
Is there something that you did wrong for a while without realising that you're doing it wrong? And we were talking about fashion. You didn't realise that you were dressing kind of mental for a while.
Mental, absolutely mental.
Lots of ponchos.
And
lots of orange, a lot of orange. You really liked orange.
I do love orange, because I read that orange attracts men.
Fuck, can't pass that fucking test. Sorry, it's not going to happen.
I read that orange is a sexy colour.
Whoever wrote that was lying.
Okay, look it up. Orange is a sexy colour. And also, I read that purple, if you wear purple, it means you're sexually frustrated. So I did both.
Lana Del Rey wrote about that in her book, actually, yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
I also did it for a long time, which kind of isn't as funny, but for a long time, which relates to the other question, is that I spent too long waiting for a writing job to pay off. Mm-hmm. And I spent basically 8 years in development for something, and I should have very quickly, rather than believing and putting all my eggs in that basket, I should have spread my eggs out, you know?
Been a clever hen.
Clever, yes, very clever hen.
Something that I did wrong for a while was lie on purpose because I thought that made me sound cooler. Like I would lie and say that I was colourblind because I just thought that would make me more interesting. And it only fucked me over when a boy came up to me and said, I know you're not colourblind because only men can be colourblind and I am colourblind.
Can only men be colourblind?
That's according to him. Anyway, he fooled me. If he was lying, then he said it so convincingly that it honestly blew my mind. Anyway,
And that's really aggressive.
Yeah. He ended up breaking my heart.
Oh.
He was the one that I dressed up the zebra for, that we talk about.
Oh, yes.
Complicated man.
Yeah.
But also trying to be quirky on purpose, to make people... I think because I was so certain that I was never going to be like... pretty in like a normal standard popular girl way or attractive in that way. I tried so hard to manufacture, and this was only when I was like a young teenager, to be fair, I don't do this anymore, I hope, was just to manufacture things that I thought were going to make me kind of a bit like kooky, when actually if I'd just been myself, like my actual kookiness would have come out, because we have a very eccentric family and stuff like that. But just, I don't know, just like everybody used to do the peace signs in photos, and I, for some reason, every single photo from the ages of me from 11 to 15, I'm not doing jazz hands in any single photo of me. All photos of me at that age with a group of young people, I'm doing jazz hands.
My favourite, Lana Del Rey, who you just told me has been cancelled.
Well, no, she hasn't been necessarily cancelled. People just found some comments that she made about Trump, like... cancelable,
Right.
But I think that she's quite like a cool, independent figure.
She's so cool on Instagram. Right? I mean, she's so cool that sometimes she's not actually very cool.
She's cool because she's not that cool.
She's so not cool. And sometimes I see the amount of followers she has and I just think she's just doing it for me. I don't believe she's got that amount of followers because she just seems so... Who is buying her poetry?
I know,
Not
I
that
wonder.
I would never buy poetry, but who... Have you seen some of her poetry?
She does. I mean, it's but she does have quite a strong following. I think the people, because her whole aesthetic and vibe and music is so consistent, and it's so kind of appealing if you are that kind of slightly whimsical, romantic, like girl who's like, oh, maybe I am a bit bad,
Yeah.
Like she has a very, very strong appeal for certain people. But also she kind of doesn't fall into the normal status quo of like. Actors and musicians and stuff who just are very like liberal and woke and stuff. So she basically just made some comments saying that she didn't think that Trump did know about the storming the Capitol and that Trump was necessary in terms of like the political climate of America, which is actually quite like a smart point to make.
Yeah,
and I
but
do
then
agree,
they picked it and then
they just made her seem like she was this sort of I don't know, maybe that she was like alt-right or something. But she doesn't ever disclose what her political kind of views are, which I think is kind of appropriate for someone like her because she's supposed to be this ethereal figure. And I don't think that you should, need to know exactly what Lana Del Rey thinks about the world and politics to be able to enjoy her music and to be able to enjoy her as an artist. I
don't really enjoy really famous people giving me their political...
I don't enjoy it at all. The fact is, like... You're not really enjoying the art if the only reason why you're enjoying it is because you feel you can relate on a personal, political level with these people.
The other reason I like
you might as well just be chatting to your friends then. Like, you're supposed to be engaging with the world in all of its varying shades and colours and beliefs because it is different to you and you can learn something from it. So that's what I think.
Yeah. The other reason I like Lana Del Rey, you just made a really intelligent point. Now I'm going to make a really stupid point again. Thank you. Is I like how she's so, like, always about love. It's always about, I want my man, I want my big, strong, masculine man. But then she's also so about friends, and she has so many friends. In all of her Instagram, she's got another friend. Like, she's always wishing her friend a happy birthday.
She seems like she's at peace somehow, Okay.
Great.
Thank you for what we
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
This is our mum made this.
We would have done our shows in front of a huge star.
We have 4 different versions
background.
that we were going to pin up together, Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.